a witness, a reminder once again that you are still on the oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Thank you. Madam Chair, over to you.
Good afternoon, Madam Lord Mayor. You are welcome back. Council, you may proceed.
Thank you very much. Before we went on break, you were explaining some of the examples with respect to the finance director. Do you want to proceed with another example?
Wow. So, fogna tamit gis nañ internal auditor si naka la leen finance director bi naka la leen muna micromanager la muna wax, because the internal audit normally ñoom ñoo nekk ñoo xam ne war nañ ñoo mën a dimbale. waaye su internal auditor bi si boppam gis ngeen from the records naka la ko finance director bi di lebalee ay xaalis sax yooyu yëpp feeñ na si suñ books yi. So finance director bi gis nañ tamit su even suñ revenue si naka la de.
Yes, the interpreter wants to
very well
interpret what you are saying.
Very well.
Suñ revenue bi.
Our revenue.
foog naa wax na affaire yi.
waaw machine bi nangu wutoon boobu la.
waaw ok naka la dugalante ak internal auditors yi.
I think I want to explain the way I interact with the internal audits.
naka la finance director bi.
Financial director.
Thank you, ma. Dugalante be muna control internal auditors yi.
How I interact with him until I could be able to control the internal audits.
And the records are there.
And the records are there.
Because gis nañ naka la de lebale xaalis sa internal auditors yi.
Because we realized or we saw how the way he credit monies to the internal audits.
Because su fekkoon ne moom internal auditors yi konaay fuñ.
If at all there is no connivance between him and the internal audits.
So dina doon easy torop pour man ma teel a xam loolu.
It will be easy for me to be aware of that.
Comme ñi la ko war a wax su fekkee ne waxuñ la ko.
Because the one who should give you the information, if they don't inform you,
boobu tamit dafa jafe pour ma mun a xam lan moo nekk di xew si biir.
that will be difficult, or it's going to be rare for me to know exactly what is in.
Gis nañ finance director bi.
We saw the finance director.
Naka la dee demee di wàññil nit ñi revenue.
How he usually go and reduct the revenue.
So waree fay 50.
If you need to, if you're supposed to pay 50.
mu ne la fayal 30.
He said to you, you can pay 30.
Te ku nekk xam na ne.
And everybody is aware that.
Moom amul mandate boobu.
He don't have that mandate.
Even the council seen bopp amuñ mandate bi.
Even the council themselves don't have that mandate.
Because all these are budget gazetted.
All these are gazetted.
So su fekkee ne luñ dem ba gazette ko.
Something that have been gazetted already.
Moom mun naa dem ba di wàññi loolu.
How can he go and make a reduction on that?
Loolu wan na la fu dooleem toolu.
That shows that he have powers.
So yii yëpp mu fa doon xew.
This is all happening therein.
Dama try rek pour one lead council.
I'm just trying to show council.
Ne luñ bugg a ma xam loolu lay xam.
What they want me to know, that is what I know.
Luñ buggut ma xam.
If they don't want me to know,
munuma musaka wane be ma ko
I cannot be able to know.
You gave 3 examples.
Mane joxe nga fi ñetti example.
The first is in relation to the finance director when they hired someone in relation to trying to come up with new revenue lines.
Nena bu mu jógee dem di isi keneen ko xam ne ku ees pour mu ñëw mu gis ne mu mun a nekk koo xam ne wax nga ko fii ne dafa nekk new revenue lines yi muy create.
I forgot the company or the business name, but yes, you're correct.
Nena fàtte na company bi wala tur nit ki nena waaye dëgg la li nga wax dëgg la.
But it was he introduced the company to council.
Nena dafa isi company boobu mu dal di ko introduce si council.
And council approved it.
Nena council mu dal di nangu mu ko approve.
Even though we also raise questions regarding that.
nee na moom ba léegi ñun am nañ ay laajte yi nga xam ne dañ ko laajte woon si mbir yooyu.
I agree with you because we are told the finance director
nee na nangu naa si li nga wax parce que wax nañ finance director ne.
that your job is to find or create new revenue lines. It's not for you to go and hire someone else.
nee na moom liggéeyam bi mooy pour mu create wala mu jagar mu isi yeneen new revenue lines waaye warut.
And
pour mu dem luwaase keneen mu ñëw pour nekk place boobu.
And Banjul is so small
nee na te Banjul rëy dafa ndaw.
that you don't have to go and pay millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars to another company.
nee na warul la sax nga dem pour fay ay millions waaye ay 200,000 si beneen company.
To get a revenue that you yourself it exists.
nee na mu daal di lay isi lempo bi nga xam ne yow sa boppa xam nga ne boobu waru nekku fa wala amut.
So that part I agree.
nee na foofu moom nangu naa.
Sorry, I want to ask Madam Mayor one question.
nee na dafa la bëgg a laajte benn laajte.
Honorable Mayor.
nee na yow Honorable Mayor.
With respect to the finance director.
nee na suñu demee wala dañu wax mbiri financial director.
You told us before we went for this short recess that
nee na balaa ñu dem
there
bi
are
rek
some monies that are still outstanding.
nee na balaa ñu dem bi rek li nga waxoon fii ne ba léegi de am na boor bi nga xam ne des na si moom wala xaalis bu des si moom bu fay bi nga xam ne fay ko.
I want you to clarify for the commission.
nee na dafa bëgg pour yow nga jàppale ñu mun a leeral commission
Whether
bi.
these monies have been repaid
ndax xaalis bi ba
by the city council.
bu ñëwaatee ndax fay nañu ko Banjul City Council.
And is there any documentation
nee na ndax am na kayit yi nga xam ne bokk na si mbir mi.
to show, to
bi nga
catalogue
xam ne boobu dana wone ne.
the finances
mooy xaalis bi mi nga xam ne.
that he appropriated to himself as
bi nga
loans?
bi nga ne daf ko jagar pour moom boppam. mu daal di ko tax
As loans?
nee na pour comme muy leb boppam.
Or for any other purpose?
wala leneen li nga xam ne soxla bi nga xam ne moom
Do you
dugal
have
dafa
any record for
nee na
that?
ndax am nga record si yooyu. am na fépp fi nga xam ne da ngeen ko bind wala am na fu mu bind.
waaw Madam Chair.
Yes, Madam Chair.
for na national audit raise na loolu tam.
I think the national audit have raised that.
yooyu yëpp mu ngi fa very clear.
They are very clear.
tey su weer bi su jëlee 50,000.
This month if you take 50,000.
next month mu jël 30.
Next month he will take 30,000.
beneen weer bi mu jël 50.
Another month 50,000.
te soo ko xoolee saa yu mu jëlee.
And if you see the time that he used to take the monies,
internal auditor bi tam dina jël.
the internal audit too will take.
so yooyu mu ngi fa very clear.
They are very clear.
te nekkul loolu rek sax.
It's not only that.
because ñu ngi gis naka la day jëlee xaalis si council bi tam.
We see or we observe the way he used to take council's money.
ne dafa lu
Yes, Madam Mayor, I understand that. But what I'm asking as we speak now, it seems from my understanding of your evidence that these monies are still pending and are unpaid. So what I'm saying is that aside from, because we have seen what is contained on the audit reports. We have looked at the audit reports. But are there any further documents? Are there any further requests that the office, after your office had realized that this is still outstanding, that you have written to request that steps should be taken by him or through council to recover this money? That is what, as the head of the institution.
Head of institution.
Madam Chair, the last time
the last time I was aware of
the present CEO. waxoon naa ko pour mu bind Brikama Area Council.
I told him to write to Brikama Area Council.
pour mu comme que moom foofu la nekk.
As far as he is there now.
pour explain na la ne kii mu ngi ñu amel xaalis.
To explain to them that this man is owing us monies.
ba pare mu binda ko moom tam.
And write to him too.
pour wax ko ne ko dafa war a fay suñu xaalis.
To let him know that he is supposed to pay the money.
waaye dafa mel ni CEO bi lu ma wax.
But what CEO told me.
foog naa CEO bi binda na ko.
I think he wrote to him.
waaye moom instead sax dafa call or dafa binda CEO.
But instead he wrote to the CEO.
di wax ne xaw ma council daf ko amel social security.
And say that council owe him social security.
xaw ma 30,000 to 40,000 council daf ko war a fay.
30,000 or 40,000 that's council supposed to pay to him.
So yes, binda nañ ko.
Yes, we
so
wrote.
Please note that and provide that information.
Nee na nga bind ko pour nga bañ a
And this will be
fàtte.
in addition to what we have found
Nga dal di ko isi.
from the audit reports.
Boole ko ak loo xam ne dañ ko gis ci audit
Thank you,
report.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes. Now, the second, still on the first issue, How did you deal with that when you learned the issue regarding the finance director and the hiring of a new company or individual to collect revenue?
Finance director dafa am company bi nga xamne daf ko ici mu dal diko haya wala nit la ici mu dal diko haya pour nga gis ne mu mune la jappalé gédé len wala ici len création bo xamne revenue bu es ci council néna yow sa bop sa gis bi noko gisé
waxna ko CEO bi
I told the CEO
ne ko man anduma ci
that I don't agree to that.
Because common sense will dictate ne.
Because the common sense will dictate that.
Munuta indi dara lo xamne lu essa bil Banjul.
He cannot be able to bring something new in Banjul.
So suñ dafa dem rek ñapaaxu ci suñ ko database bi.
He just came and just went to our database.
Why CEO mom fum don sukandeku.
But the CEO where he was relying.
Moy ne council ñoko jox authority bi.
That it was council who have approved his or given him the authority.
Why man dama fogg na sometimes you have people who are very ambitious.
But sometimes I think we have people who are very ambitious.
So xamna ne su démé wax council ci ne mën na leena indil 100 million.
And I know if he went to the councillors and explained to them that he can be able to bring millions.
Most of them without even thinking. Then ko jox the benefit of the doubt.
They will give him the benefit of the doubt.
So unfortunately.
And for that, unfortunate.
Man that day chair my meeting bi dafa fekk ma ngi tukki.
On that very day, I did not chair the meeting due to the fact that I traveled.
Te xam na wéyam.
And he knows his way.
Because yu bari su ko day def.
Because sometimes when they are doing it.
Dafa xaar ba ma tukki.
He will wait until when I travel.
Mu yóbbu ko council.
He take that to council.
Because bi mo def suñ digital revenue digital lifin bi sa machines.
When he was doing this digital machines, revenue digital machines.
Dafa xaar ba ma tukki mu yóbbu ko council.
He waited until I left. I traveled. He then brought it to council.
So what I did mooy rek ma wax ko CEO.
So what I did was I informed the CEO.
And CEO later si boppam because dafa ñëwaatoon after 1 year.
Because he came back after 1 year and CEO himself.
Moom after 1 year.
He came after 1 year.
Bi mu gisee ne lekk na ay millions xaw ma 3 xaw ma 4 xaw ma 5 million.
When he realized that he have eaten monies amounting to 1 million or over 1 million.
Bu ma tukkee.
When I traveled.
Mu bëgg ko demaat council.
He want to go back to council.
For council allow ko pour mu indiwaat kooku.
For council to allow him to bring him back.
Léegi si la ko CEO wax ne ko na xaar man ba ma ñëw.
Then that was the time CEO advised him to wait until I am back.
So after ñu binda ko woon kon bi mu ñëwee pour renew contract bi.
And after they wrote to him, I saw him that when his mission to come to renew the contract.
CEO wax ko ne ko loolu du fi am.
CEO informed him that will not happen here.
Yes, but again, you are head of the council.
Council.
And there is a problem with respect to the finance directors bringing a company or individual to collect revenue.
Nena mo am problem fofu wala te hati abi nga financial director dafa dal di isi company fofu wala nit la isi fofu pour nga gis ne koku ñew tamit neka revenue collector.
Even the fact that council was convinced.
Nena even neka na lo xamne sa council bo ci bopam gis ngeen ne dafa am fayda wala dafa am important.
Yet that did not pass through procurement.
Nena way be legi de yoon bu mo wara jaarut fofu moy procurement.
Do you not think that in the subsequent general meeting, council meeting,
nena foglo ko ne toga yi nga xamne council dañ dé tok sen meeting bi,
you should have brought the issue up
nena dafa war pour nga isi kaddu bobu wala pour nga leral feñal lolu fofu
as an agenda issue.
Nena pour mu nekk lo xamne lo ta waxtan kay la fofu.
Because the director of finance
nena soko sété director of finance
should not just, I think it's SAPS. Is it SAPS company? SABR.
Nena company bi xamna ne fogg na ne mu ngi tudda SAP.
How much in Tupsa?
I don't know their name.
Why?
Nena lota?
You are not angry with the director of finance?
Nena da nga mere on director of finance.
Do mere ko sax de.
Not about being angry to him.
Why lim def mo metti.
But what he did was very painful.
Now SAP is the company.
Nena SAP moy company bi.
Now they signed a contract.
Nena dañ ñew ñu daldi am nango taw buñu sign moy contract.
At a sum of 2.5 $2,250,000.
$2,250,000.
To collect revenue from council. Now, we did not see the same way you are saying, that you also did not agree that council should pay this amount to a private company to collect revenue. But even the way it was done, it is wrong that council will just approve and then the contract is given to SAPS automatically.
Nena andut wala negut yon bu jup pour nga gis ne ñu approve ko rek ñu jox ko contract bi SAPS directly.
They should go back and follow the procurement process.
Nena dañu wara delo jël yoon bu war moy procurement process.
If there needs to be a tender, then the tender will be floated.
Su fekkee ne sa competition mo fa nekkan pour ñu tenda ko ñu dal di ko tenda.
Is that not supposed to be the right way?
Nena hana lolu modu yoon bu jup bu war.
Wow,
yes. Yes, I agree.
Why come wax na la ko mané la
as I told you, all councillors, what they were facing,
convince
maybe he do convince them to say, I will bring a lot of millions.
So
they agree.
And
after, when they agreed, after that,
administration.
It will go to the administration.
So the rest of the process,
then they will go to the process. That is for them, not the councillors.
No, my point is, if someone introduces to council, please increase your voice. And let's say it is an investor or a businessman who has a product to sell, of any kind or services to render.
Business, or
if council thinks that they need to hire the service of a company or to collect revenue.
Council buga service dañu wara jël company pour mu collect revenue lempo.
The general council should not the general council should not just hear and listen to one contractor and just issue out a contract or sign a contract with the individual. Because the law requires that you must float a tender. So I am saying, should it not be the case? Should it not be the case?
Yes, it should be like that. But I told the guys that...
There's an interpreter that is not interpreting correctly, Lord Mayor. Just allow me. Let me rephrase that, Mr. Bojang.
Very well.
The General Council cannot just issue a contract without the contract the passing through the normal way. That is the contract, they float a tender. SAPS will compete with other potential service providers.
So
what they did behind you was wrong. Do you agree with that?
Wow.
Yes, I agree. Yes. I agree to that, but what I wanted to add up is that the person who's supposed to guide you, that person, if that person fools you,
at the right direction.
It will be difficult for you to go into the right.
Remember,
path.
These are our technocrats.
If these are our technocrats,
we trusted them.
We trusted them. Whatever they told us, we think that yes, that is how it's supposed to be. Because they do it and did it again.
The digital revenue collection machines.
I told you that he brought a digital revenue collecting machines.
In SAPS.
He brought subs.
indi na ñeneen ñuy liggéey ci council bi.
He brought others who were working or who were working at the council.
am na koo xam ne daf ko yóbbu woon ci marché bi.
One of them was taken. He took him to the market.
kooku CEO bi yëgu ko sax.
And the CEO was not even aware of that.
So buñ demee ba
you blame the CEO.
Nee na nga blame CEO.
You don't want to blame Mr. Bachili?
Nee na wala bëgguloo ko blame Mr. Bachili.
no xam nga.
You are here to taking the blame when it is due, when it is
Wow.
your fault. Why would you want to blame Mr.
Nee na
Bachili when
yow
it is
soo
his fault?
demee ba nga gis fi nga juum dang dee nangu dana lu tax.
dama bëgg a fair ak moom.
No, I need to be fair with him.
because case boobu.
That case,
bi ñoo ñëw di ko wax Mr. Bachili.
when they were reporting or informing that Mr.
mu ñëw
Bachili,
suma office.
he came to my office.
he was very angry.
He was very angry.
mu ne ma kii na affaire mi dafa ëpp fu mu nekk.
He said to me that this man's things is too over
because
now.
dafa dugal nit ci marché bi.
It's too much. He put this man to the market
kooku di liggéey.
and he's working.
balaa ko Mr. Bachili di xam.
Before I became aware,
fekk yàgg na.
and it takes
Because
time.
Mr. Bachili is also busy mismanaging the area council.
Nee na parce que lu taxoon mooy Mr. Bachili tamit dafa nekk ko xam ne dafa busy di mismanage council.
I told him,
Nee na wax na ko.
he knows.
Moom xam na.
li kan bañu ma loolu.
Nee, I did not disagree to
xam
that.
nga case by case la.
Yes.
This is case by case.
dama laa woon ne this particular case.
Now I'm telling you about this particular
with
case.
all honesty.
With honesty,
xamu si dara.
he knows
I
nothing.
understand that.
Nee na understand na.
I don't deny that.
Wéerul loolu.
I accept that.
Nangu na ko.
I am saying
Lu ma wax
the
mooy.
reason is
Lu tax mooy.
if you continue to mismanage your office
yow soo continuer di mismanage sa office.
as CEO,
nekk CEO comme
there's a
CEO.
high chance that those under you, when they do some acts of mismanagement, you would not notice it.
nee na ñoom tamit loolu dana nekk chance boo xam ne ñu nekk sa ron ñoom tamit nañ def mismanagement te doo ko yëg.
That is the issue.
nee na loolu la mooy mbir mi.
That's why Mr. Bachili is hard to defend.
nee na kon li moo tax Bachili dafa war a defend.
man xam naa the weak points of Bachili.
I know Bachili's weak point.
xam naa luy suma weak point.
I know my weak points.
xam naa ñoom ñëpp tamit seen weak point.
And I know their weak points.
Camara lu mu def mooy.
Camara what he did was.
Camara dafa daw dem am ay comme Camara was seen as somebody koo xam ne everything is like Camara.
Camara just seems like everything is just him. It's just him. Camara.
a witness toog na fii.
A witness came here.
xëj na bëggut koo wax.
Maybe he don't want to tell that.
kooku dañ ko yóbbu lopitaan mu am miscarriage.
He went to he was taken to hospital and he have a miscarriage.
Okay, we wouldn't have evidence of that.
nee na loolu.
ah kay
li nga wax ni duñu am evidence.
xëj na moom bëggut koo wax bu mu ñëwee toog.
Yes, but I know when he was here, he don't want to explain.
yaayam ak papaam dañ ñëw ba si office bi.
The mother and the father came to my office.
ñu ne bés boobu ñoom foog ñu rey Camara.
They said that day they must kill Camara.
because noonu lañ ko ragalee woon ci office bi.
That is how we get afraid of him in the office.
Lord Mayor, some people
We
say
fear
to you,
him.
you are really also scary in the office.
Nee na
Some people say you are also very scary in the office.
waa léegi lu ma
nee na
la.
lu ñu wax tamit am na ñoo xam ne ñu wax ne yow tamit da nga nekkoon ko xam ne da nga ragaloon topp sa office.
Some people say,
nee na am na tamit ñu wax ne.
I don't deny what you are saying.
yow li nga nekk di wax moom wéedi ko de.
I accept it.
nee na nangu na ko.
In fact, it is a culture
nee na soo ko gisee nee na yoon la foofu.
It's a culture.
culture la.
in this country,
si dëkk bi.
in the world, in fact,
nee na si
that
àdduna
some
bi.
people will rule with the iron fist.
am na ñoo xam ne nu ñooy yóbbu dañoo am iron
Some people
fist.
impose fear to
nee
rule.
na am na ñoo xam ne dañoo tax ne ñeneen di ragal leen.
That's the nature of the human being.
nee na loolu doomi adama bi la.
When you say that, I agree. When you say that, I agree,
nee na soo ne nangu nga.
same goes to you.
nee na yëpp si benn bi la rek si yow.
Same goes to CEO.
moo dem si CEO.
I mean, whether it's true or not,
nee na ndaa dëgg la wala déet.
I am not in BCC to know whether you rule with the iron fist or not.
nee na moom nekkul BCC pour mu xam ne ndaa yow da nga ni nga yóbbee sa njaboot si BCC foofu da nga ñangal wala déet.
If it works, it works.
nee na su doxee dox na.
But as long as it's with nobody is victimized, if it works, it works.
nee na su doxee dox na.
You know, the finance director,
nee na xam nga finance director.
he had done so many things that are not proper.
nee na am na li nga xam ne defin yu bëri mu def yi nga xam ne warut.
But at one time, he was also removed from the Ostend project as a signatory. Do you recall
nee na
this?
am na jamono yi nga xam ne tamit dañ ko génnoon bu mu ne pour nekk Ostend signatory.
Do you recall this?
nee na sax yaa ngi remember loolu.
yëgoon naa loolu.
Yes, I was aware of that.
You were aware after he was removed, or you were part of, you gave the instructions for him to be removed as a signatory?
Nena kañ nga ko yëg buñ ko génnee nga ko yëg wala yow tam bokk nga si ñoo xam ne bokk nga ci pour ñu génnee ko as a signatory.
No, not bokk nga si. You gave the instructions.
Nena ndaa yow yaa joxe digal.
I
have no powers there to say something.
Now, the finance director cannot be removed as a signatory.
Nena financial director duñ ko mën a génnee as a signatory.
At face value. As a general rule.
As a general rule.
The CEO does not have the power to remove the finance director as a signatory.
Nena CEO amul doole boobu pour génnee director of finance as a signatory.
The council, they don't have the power.
Nena amuleen doole boobu.
Is the
council moo am doole boobu.
Is the service commission.
Nena service commission moo am doole boobu.
Through disciplinary measures.
Nena si nga xam ne ay yoon yu
Now, when you learned that the finance director was removed as a signatory to the accounts, and the finance manager made a signatory to the account.
Nena bi nga yéegee ne kooku lañ ko génnee as a signatory to the account ak jamono bi nga xam ne director of finance dañ ko def signatory to the account.
You will agree that was wrong.
Nena yow sa boppa yëg nga ne loolu warut.
Xam nga ne loolu warut.
Wala xam nga loolu warut.
Lead counsel.
Lead counsel.
Dinaa la wax ne ñi seen problème dafa bari boo xam ne.
I will tell you these poor people have many problems.
Demal ñëwal ay góor yoo xam ne they are grown up.
They are men that were brought up.
Every day.
Bachili
pour mu control them was very difficult.
It was difficult for Bachili to control them.
And trust me. Camera is very difficult to manage.
Camera is very difficult to manage.
The camera is educated.
Camera su ñëwee.
Nee na kooku dafa jàng dafa am xam-xam.
Waxuma ne jàngut de.
I don't say he's not educated.
Why accountant bu mun ta reconcile statements?
But the accountant who cannot reconcile statements.
Munuloo reconcile accounts, council's accounts.
You cannot reconcile council's account.
Man tamit dina question tuuti qualification am.
Then for me there I have a question or I have a doubt about his qualification.
No,
try nañ besona I even wrote to the ministry.
We tried a lot. I even wrote to the ministry.
And the evidences are here.
I have them here. I told him that Camera cannot be able to prepare a budget.
Camera mënut a reconcile suñ accounts yi.
He cannot reconcile our accounts.
All this frustration mu ngi nekk si suñ kaw.
All these frustrations are on top of me.
Da nga wax ba sona.
You talk until you are tired.
Doo si mun dara.
You cannot do anything.
To the recent situation. You copy that. You will go myself behind. You will be. Jacob must have been.
Can I tender this once, or you have another one too? Do I wait for you to come up with other ones?
Yes, you can tender those ones.
We apply to tender the following document. The first is addressed to the Finance Director from the witness, Lord Mayor Rohey Malick Lowe. It says the fund of $895,000 is to cancel. Second is a memo addressed to from the Lord Mayor to the Chief Executive Officer, adjustments in the supply of fuel. We have a memo from Lord Mayor to the CEO, assessment of the Financial Director and Administrative Director for confirmation vis-a-vis regularization of Audit Office and Council's development. A letter to the CEO, Banjul City Council from the Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, request for personal files. Budget of the Banjul City Council it's a letter addressed to the Permanent Secretary, signed by the witness, Lord Mayor of Banjul, Rohey Malick Lowe, to be admitted into evidence and marked as exhibit.
waa ñaar la benn baa ngi nii beneen baa ngi nii
In addition to those documents, we equally apply to tender the following. It's a memo from the Chief Executive, the Acting Senior Accounts Officer to the Chief Executive Officer that is signed by Ms. Hadijatu Penn, Senior Accounting Officer, Acting. And also another memo from the Acting Finance Manager to the Chief Executive Officer to be additionally admitted to evidence and marked as exhibit.
documents presented are admitted as follows, my counsel. A memo dated the 4th of January 2022, the memo is addressed to the Chief Executive Officer from the Acting Senior Accounts Clerk, and the subject is complaint against the Director of Finance. This memo is signed by Ms. Hadija Tupen, Acting Senior Accounting Officer. It is copied to the Acting Deputy Director of Finance, Acting Finance Manager. A memo dated the 22nd of April 2020, it is addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, and it emanated from the Lord Mayor, and it has the subject adjustment in the supply of fuel. It is signed by the Lord Mayor, and it is copied to the Acting Director of Finance, Acting Director of Audit, Acting Accounts Manager, and a file copy is maintained. A letter dated the 13th of May 2020, it is addressed to the Director of Finance, and it has the subject refund of 895,000 to Council. It is signed by Rohey, Malick, Lowe, Lord Mayor. It is copied to the CEO, Internal Audit, National Audit responsible for councils, and a file copy is maintained. A memo dated the 8th of November 2022, it is addressed to the CEO, and it emanated from the Lord Mayor's office, and it has the subject assessment of the Financial Director and Administrative Director for confirmation vis-a-vis regularization of Audit Office and Council's development. A letter dated the 22nd of September 2020, the letter is from the Ministry for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs. It has reference LM 35/131/01 in brackets 22. It is addressed to the CEO, Banjul City Council, and it has the subject request for personal files. It is signed by Omar C. for Permanent Secretary. It is copied to the Mayor, BCC, and a file copy is maintained. A letter dated the 16th of October 2023, it is addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Lands, Local Government and Religious Affairs, and the letter is from Banjul City Council, and it has the subject budget of the Banjul City Council. It is signed by Rohey Malick Lowe, Lord Mayor of Banjul. It is copied to the CEO, BCC, and a file copy is maintained. A memo from the CEO to the Acting Finance Manager, and it is dated the 7th of February 2022. It is copied to the Acting Deputy Director of Finance, and it has the subject report on financial activities. These documents are admitted in a bundle together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/BCC/RL/004.
As a commission, please. Yes, so we proceed. Maybe we'll deal with these documents when we come back after break. Now, again, the point with this finance director and SAPS company.
And I point with my director, financial director at SAPS company.
I believe he was even asked, and then the finance director was asked, and then there's a relationship between SAPS, the owner, and the finance director.
And mom sibopam sa dafa laajte naka la say guys seexante diggante finance director ak SAP.
Yeah, I believe they used to go to the same school.
ñoo bokk benn school.
Do you at some point know about this?
Mbaa musu nga yëg loolu. No, I know nothing about him.
Yes. Now that you know, you know it's wrong. On the side of the finance director.
Sibori director, financial director.
To bring someone to council that you have a personal relationship with. Just for the person to be given a contract by the general council. I know you were not present. But that's wrong, that's conflict. And we told him.
Why lead council? What na ne si him def nonu. Bena bobu rek moy si bena rek nga nek di wax de. Manela lolu bena ci lu tuti lu gëna def.
I'm telling you what he did. That is only the little thing he did.
Documents la buga tender.
I want to tender these documents.
All this is over 1,000 documents.
This is over 1,000 documents.
Yo xamne mom kena rek unilaterally.
Mom is alone unilaterally.
Moko don sign.
He signed.
Mo don def payment.
And he was the one doing the payment.
Amut fen fi fuma gis signature CEO fi.
I don't see anywhere here where I can see the signature of the CEO.
Documents hangi ni.
These are the documents.
Man duma tok fi di waxal camera dega na.
I will not sit here to say to camera I had it.
Te camera mu ne council.
And camera said council.
Lead council, so they may Banjul City Council.
Lead council, if you go to the Banjul City Council.
90% of staff, the television bila talk diwa.
90% of staffs at the.
Some
of them I don't even know them.
Because the Malen buy nyom admin, you just send ligue ak staffs.
I left admin so that they can do their job with their staff.
But it should not be that way.
Then I want to
it should not be that way. You should be really on top of issues.
Why neka on top of issues doesn't mean what I'm saying moine I don't go into petty things. What
I'm trying to say is that I don't do or go into petty things as he came here.
Witness Banjul City Council yep ñew tok fi.
All the witnesses from Banjul City Council who came here.
Société ku ne Rohey Malick Lowe rek.
If you tell them Rohey Malick Lowe.
Click bi gis nako.
I saw the click.
But click is what happens in area councils.
Then a click more than healthy area council.
Whether it's from the council itself, see, politics.
And then the councils politics
have a way of being displayed in at council's level.
Then the politics I'm not going to council's level.
You know, council you have two branch, the political branch.
Then I'm going council branch political branch.
And the administrative branch, the core administrative branch.
And the core administrative branch.
Sometimes it's unfortunate.
Then it's very unfortunate.
You will see politics being played.
And
we have had evidences all the way from Basse to Banjul.
Then I'm not evidence Banjul.
Some will tell you because I was in I belong to X, that's why I have been treated unfairly.
Then
some will say because I am in that party, that's why I'm treated unfairly.
That
should not be. And one of the issues we have had is that allocations of ward development funds.
Allocations of ward development funds.
Some will claim you did not give me because I'm either from the ruling party or the opposing party.
So
if you say clicks, I agree with you. Yes.
I have 7 opposition councillors in my council.
I have 7 opposition councillors in my council.
And I have 2.
Ñoo
xamne bi ñoo dem election ñoo bokk parti.
That we are of the same party.
I can
tell you that here today.
And I can proudly say
that.
Man magina am a stable council throughout the Gambia.
I am the one who have the most stable council throughout the Gambia.
My point is
because my council they don't involve politics there.
And
that for me that have hit me back.
And
I don't want to go there.
My point is, and this is my last point before we go on break, is to buttress more on your point regarding the clicks.
That
And I hope and I'm sure that the commissioners they've already taken note of the evidences gathered from Basse all the way down. That the administration of council, once all of you have contested for elections and you have won in your various wards, we just do development. We just do development. After 5 years, we go back to politics. After politics, we come back and work. You agree that's the way it's supposed to be? Do you agree? Yes.
I'm
appealing to you.
That
politic things.
No. Lord Mayor, let me cut you short there. This is evidence we have received. And when I ask questions, I do not worry about whatever anyone thinks. If it is relevant to the administration, relevant to the hearing, to help the commissioners make recommendations in the smooth running of area councils. I, Patrick Gomez, I will ask it. And the witnesses. If you want to help the commission to address those issues, you help with your experience so that we solve the problems. So it is along those lines. Along those lines.
There is nothing in Banjul City Council.
And trust my words.
Thank you very much.
I trust my words.
Thank you very much. But Chair, I have been informed it is time. Five minutes more. Okay. Dauda, your time is wrong. Chair, the technician is saying that GR3S is taking the signal. Okay, thank you. Lord Mayor, I will now seek to admit the documents that you have. Well, it's too much. Maybe we wait until we come back. I'm not sure in 5 minutes whether we can admit all these documents.
Because the documents were payments you have, and part of audit.
Yes, we will admit it, and then we will look into
the CEO is not there.
We will admit it. Look into it. I don't deny your words. The first I have seen is signed by the CEO. But it will be premature to even discuss that yet. You have given your evidence and we will look into them. You seek to admit it, okay?
Are given to you before we go for
90% of documents you have CEO signed.
Okay, let me count.
Just count how many documents are given to you.
We have some vouchers, different sets.
Yes, but I want you to ascertain the total number of documents handed over
I would not be able to do that because there are
working.
some, for instance, Chair, like these ones.
Yes.
I would not know whether it's one voucher because there seem to be several vouchers.
Okay.
Of different payments. Maybe we'll work with the registrar. The registrar will work with the witness.
Yes. Yes.
For instance, this one you have about several vouchers. I have to count it, and there are different vouchers. The first is a payment for during the holidays.
Yes.
The other is different payments.
Yes, you can give the documents back to the witness to ascertain the number of documents when we come back, so that we will be able to admit them.
You have the voucher, but you have to come normally from the marriage.
It is important to know how much and how many documents are collected from the witness. So we may go, we may rise
Yes.
for lunch break, and we will come back at
Thank
2.
you.
Thank you.